disturbing videos and theories that will keep you up all night. Man, roll that intro. You better lock in and buckle up, bucko! Cause you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. If you haven't already, please slap that like button. And remember, keep your head on the straight. Swivel on these creepy, disturbing, shocking, weird, bizarre videos that might keep you up all night.
My sons be not afraid.
Hyper mode, activate!
Chuck, pull back now.
Going into the outer lands. We have to figure this out.
You must stop Jetskichuck.
No, there's no turning back. We have to do this. North Pole dimensions are open.
10,
Etheric boosters are set to maximum capacity.
7,
Activate quantum mode.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Are you saying?
1.
Welcome to Dark Waters 9.
I think I lost him.
Jet, are you there? Darkwaters 9 has reached critical levels. Jetskichuck warning. Multiple high-level demons coming your way. Oh no! Is it done?
Witness me! Perfect. Mission complete. Send the ship.
Copy that. Space wing on the way. Estimated arrival time 5 seconds. Activating transmission ether beam.
Welcome back to another creepy and shocking reaction video. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Today on these disturbing... What was that?
Warning. Jet, we have to go quantum, or we will be sucked in by the black hole. Warning.
Activate evasive maneuvers and go quantum as soon as possible.
Hyper mode, go!
I can't hold it! It's too much! It's too much! I can't hold it!
Warning, Jet, we are to darken these waters. Turn back.
Jen, this is the best information we've gotten in weeks. The Leviathan fragments seem to be responding to this particular area. Command, this is Ace Leader Jet. Do you read? Over. Command, this is Ace Leader Jet. I am experiencing several different anomalies on my sector. Do you read?
Copy, Jet. High-level demons straight ahead.
Convert all power to main engine.
Activate evasive maneuvers.
Target locked.
Fox 1, fire! Command, find me the nearest warp gate. We are not prepared for this fight.
Warp gate coordinates sent to your GPS hyperdrive is rendering.
Was gut. DD in the building was good, gal. SL, AJ in the house. What's good? Charles. Leanne, North Dakota. You guys better lock in and buckle up, bucko. Because you're in for another creepy and scary video. Thursday night live in full effect with your boy Jetskichuck. Membership is available. Level up your life vest. Where you at? Amber and Ted, I see you. What's poppin', bucko? You ready to get shriveled up? Shriveled up. Let's go, y'all. Get them likes up. Perfectly imperfect. Let's go. Hit that like button. Support your boy. Membership is available. I post every single day on my second channel, Dark Waters 9. We're trying to get things rolling over there. We got an interesting video. We got 2 parts. It's been a minute, so we got to dive in. Talk to me. How's everyone doing? How's everybody been feeling? Larissa, how's it going? Chuck, it's going good. Sandy, DD, I have a late note if needed. You need no late note. You are good. All right, y'all. We got an action-packed video for you today. We're going to get straight into it. I want to talk to you guys. Missed you guys. It's been a minute. Everyone in chat, appreciate you. Rumac, there you go. Rumac in here. It's not official unless Rumac in here. DD, no late note needed. We appreciate you. Perfectly imperfect. Duke Nukem in the building. It's not official of Duke Nukem in the building. You guys know how it is. Paradox, you are far too kind. Champaign, Illinois. That sounds fancy. All right, guys, let's get into this video. I hope all you beautiful people are doing well and great. Your boy got a workout in. I ran on the treadmill for about 7 minutes. Did some HIIT cardio, ran as fast as I could, and got off, then got back on, then got off. Did that for about 7 minutes. Hit the bench. Did some leg curls, some leg extensions. We gotta get ready. Gotta get healthy. All right, let's get this out the way. Summer's right around the corner. You already know, Jerry. Tess. First video. Huge shout out to SlappedHam. My apologies for this first one.
A mysterious video re-uploaded to Instagram by user Alien Related has sparked a wave of speculation. The clip, captured on November 25th, 2024 in Iran, shows what some are calling a mass UFO sighting.
At first glance, those lights are way too bright to be drones. So the first thing I'm thinking, orbs, off the bat.
7 glowing orbs of light can be seen hovering and slowly floating upward. Moments later, an 8th orb emerges on the horizon. Commenters have debated the nature of the lights, with some suggesting they could be sky lanterns released during a celebration or ceremony. Others propose they might.
No, bucko. I don't think it could be a sky lantern. We could tell. We could see the candle from that far away. I'm gonna start carrying a portable, what's those things pirates used to have? That telescope they used to pull out and look at stuff. That's what we need. You gotta have one on handy. Binoculars, because there's so much stuff is going up in the sky.
Might be part of a military exercise or advanced drone technology. However, the symmetrical movement and glowing intensity of the orbs have left many unconvinced by these explanations. The footage has fueled discussions among UFO enthusiasts, with some asserting that the sighting fits the classic characteristics of unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP. As of now, no official explanation's been provided, keeping the mystery well alive.
This one blew out for a second. Did you see that? It went extremely bright and then it went back in. Periscope, periscope, periscope. Basically a telescope. Forklift boys in the building. Let's go. See, it was like it blew out or something. What was that?
Stephen Foster's routine drive home from work took a chilling turn in the early hours of the morning when he spotted what he believes was a ghostly figure on Dunningsbridge Road in Netherton, Merseyside, UK. The encounter left him shaken and has since sparked curiosity and speculation. Stephen was heading to his home in Seaforth around 7 AM after finishing his night shift. While driving near the Park Hotel, he noticed something rather unsettling. Luckily, his dashcam was able to catch the scene. Take a look. There's a figure standing motionless on the central reservation. The figure appears to be a nun, her face unnaturally pale.
This right here is creepy. It's too black to be a shadow, because I mean, it's like a different black you could see, obviously. So I don't want to say it's a shadow, but the head is definitely resembling something. Sydney, what's good? Joe, I appreciate you guys.
Stephen recalled making eye contact with her, and she responded by bowing her head in a sorrowful manner. The eerie encounter unsettled him enough to recount it to his parents, Stephen Sr. and his wife. Initially hesitant, Stephen was relieved when his family reviewed the dashcam footage and saw what appeared to be a ghostly figure captured on video. Curious about the strange sighting, Stephen's mother delved into local history and uncovered a potential connection. Not far from where the figure appeared, there was once a convent on Sterricks Lane, as well as a nearby school run by nuns. The area is currently undergoing significant construction work, with roads and pavements being dug up. This has led the family to wonder whether the disturbances might have unearthed something from the past. Stephen Sr. shared that his son felt embarrassed about the incident, fearing disbelief. However, the dashcam footage provided some validation, capturing an unexplainable figure at the exact location. It's not something you expect to see on your drive home, Stephen Sr. remarked. The sighting has sparked intrigue among locals and online commentators, with some suggesting it could be a residual haunting tied to the area's history.
Somebody said it could have been a cosplayer. I don't think I ever seen a cosplayer in my entire life.
Others wonder if the roadwork has indeed disturbed something long forgotten. Whether it was a genuine ghostly apparition or an unusual trick of the light, the mysterious figure on Dunningsbridge Road continues to baffle and unsettle those who hear the story. For Stephen Foster, it's a drive home he'll never forget.
I would definitely never forget that. Driving and all of a sudden a nun pops up on the side, like to the right was all black, you know? I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Especially at night? Hold on. There's something sketchy afoot. Let's keep diving in. Not done with you.
A mysterious video uploaded by the YouTube channel Everything Empty, Always Alone showcases an eerie journey through what seems to be a completely abandoned Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm downtown Phoenix, and there's nobody.
Over the course of several hours, the once bustling city is depicted as a ghost town devoid of life. The video begins with the narrator driving into downtown Phoenix during what should have been peak hours.
Almost 9 a.m. on a weekday in fucking downtown Phoenix. Like, this is impossible. I am stopped in the middle of an intersection in downtown Phoenix.
To their shock, major streets are entirely empty. No cars, no pedestrians, not even a hint of movement.
Look, my car is parked in the middle of the intersection.
That is odd. It's almost like he's in a different dimension. That is odd. Almost like a reset or something. How crazy is that? Where's the spaceship today, brother? It's not far. We got it. It's not too far. The plane's not too far, brother. You know, we can hop in that, no problem. But guys, this is weird. Like a reset, though. That's the crazy part.
Look at this fucking crazy shit.
The silence is deafening as the narrator comments on the surreal, almost apocalyptic vibe. The narrator pulls into a gas station attempting to refuel. However, they're met with either out of order signs or repeated declines on their payment card, despite having sufficient funds.
I try to get gas. One gas station said out of order. At this gas station, my card isn't working. It says declined. I got plenty of money in my account. It says declined. I tried it 3 times in a row. Declined.
They try calling their bank, only to be met with an automated message claiming their phone is deactivated.
Your phone has been deactivated. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
As they continue their journey, the narrator spots several self-driving cars roaming the streets, eerily empty of passengers or operators.
Look at this car. Look who's driving this car. No one. No one's even in this car. You see that?
Parked trains and buses sit idly in place, still powered on, but completely vacant.
There's literally no one in this empty parked train. It's still running. It's running. It's parked. It's empty. There's no one in there. There's no one driving it. There's no one sitting in it.
The lack of human presence creates a dystopian image straight out of a sci-fi movie. The narrator enters a grocery store expecting to find employees or other shoppers, but instead discovers an operational space completely devoid of people.
I'm going straight for some baby Swiss and some sociable crackers. That's what I would be getting if I went in there.
The lights are on, shelves are stocked, and registers are functional, but the place is eerily silent. Public spaces, including office buildings, are similarly empty, leaving the narrator questioning the very reality of what they're witnessing. As the video nears its conclusion, the narrator...
Somebody's saying 28 days later. That is crazy.
Narrator's unease is palpable. They describe a creeping sense of isolation and disconnection, coupled with paranoia about
Rumac with the buck, good looking.
the strange occurrences. Am I being watched? Is this real? They ask, leaving viewers with an open-ended and haunting conclusion. The video has sparked intense debate online, with theories ranging from an elaborate hoax to a glitch in reality or a hidden conspiracy. Regardless of the explanation, the haunting visuals and strange encounters documented by the narrator make this a chilling story that leaves viewers with more questions than answers.
Where's all the people at? Where's all the people? Where's all the human beings at?
DT, become a buckled up bucko. Welcome. Here is your life vest. You are going to need it on these waters. DT has gifted out 5 memberships. That is extremely generous of you. Huge. Here is those 5 life vests for those members. You get access to all my videos. My workout videos. You get access to all these cool emojis. Thank you. That is incredibly generous of you.
An unusual sighting at Manchester Airport has sparked heated debates within the UAP community. The event, captured on camera and widely circulated online, shows a glowing blue orb hovering near an aircraft on the tarmac. Witnesses, including a co-pilot, claim the object was the size of a small car and exhibited movements that defy conventional explanations. While enthusiasts point to extraterrestrial origins, skeptics offer more mundane possibilities. In June 2024, a co-pilot at Manchester Airport reportedly spotted a spherical blue object hovering near their aircraft. The orb, described as luminous and eerily still, was filmed and photographed from the cockpit. Shortly after, the orb ascended into the sky, leaving witnesses stunned. The footage quickly spread on social media, fueling speculation about its origins. The sighting coincides with a surge in UAP reports worldwide, including a series of similar incidents in restricted airspace.
It's crazy the shape. I was trying to get it, but it was moving so quick. It like resembles an egg though, and it shot up. That is wild.
Such as Washington, D.C. This context has led many to speculate whether the Manchester orb is part of a broader pattern of unexplained aerial phenomena. British UFO researcher and filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee has labelled the images as definitive proof of a UFO. Lee, who's investigating UAP sightings at UK military sites, draws parallels to historical cases, including a 1957 incident where a strange sphere was reportedly seized at Australia's Woomera nuclear test site. Lee suggests that these orbs might be tied to extraterrestrial surveillance, particularly targeting sensitive military and nuclear installations. His findings, informed by his research on the Rendlesham Forest incident, dubbed the British Roswell, propose that advanced, possibly alien AI drones are monitoring human activities in light of rising global tensions.
It's like the British Roswell. Because I'm sitting here looking at how small it was. Because it was like the size of like 2 or 3 basketballs. So that's telling me Amber and 10 with the $1 donation, good looking. So that's telling me that a human's not operating it. But it could be controlling it like a drone. Like maybe like some type of command station might be using it to control it. I don't know. But if you guys remember when we were reading Beyond the Ice Wall, they're talking about seeing spheres and drones when that battle was taking place. So whenever I see like metallic spheres, that's got me thinking of that. Which we got to do a read soon. You know, I'm getting back to my, 100%, but we definitely need to dive back into some more of these books because I got a lot of them.
A representative from Manchester Airport dismissed claims of alien involvement, suggesting the orb was likely a weather or helium balloon. According to the spokesperson, any legitimate threat to aviation would have been detected by the airport's monitoring systems. Independent investigator Roni Vinay conducted an in-depth analysis of the images, using noise filtering, luminance comparison, and pixel contrast to verify their authenticity. Vinay concluded that the photos and videos show no evidence of manipulation, supporting the claim that the orb was genuinely present. However, he suggested more plausible explanations, such as water droplets on the cockpit glass or atmospheric anomalies, given the rainy weather at the time. The Manchester orb has reignited discussions within the UAP community, with some arguing for extraterrestrial origins and others leaning towards technical or natural explanations. The event also highlights a broader trend of increased sightings and disclosures, raising questions about the potential for a gradual soft disclosure of alien intelligence. As investigators
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. And look how it's hovering. Like it's not even touching the ground. Rah, rah, welcome. Rah, rah. Here's your life vest. And welcome. They're saying a balloon? It could be. Now that you're saying it, it could just be perfectly positioned too.
questions about the potential for a gradual soft disclosure of alien intelligence. As investigations continue, the Manchester
Love the intro, your creativity skills, making the animation, the beats, keep doing your thing. Amber and Ted. I appreciate that. Thank you. That was very kind of you to say.
Airport incident remains a complete mystery. While skeptics point to atmospheric conditions and visual artifacts, others argue the event adds to a growing body of evidence, suggesting we're not alone. For now, the mysterious blue orb joins the ranks of other unexplained sightings, leaving the public to wonder what really happened on that June day. Here's a quick and strange one from the Facebook page, Maine Coon Town. See if you can spot anything strange. While the sheer size of the Maine Coon initially catches the eye, it's what happens in the background that has commenters spooked.
Would you guys own a Maine Coon? Like, what would that thing even eat?
Watching closely, a bag appears to move all by itself. However, some eagle-eyed commenters believe the entire video is AI generated, noting the uncanny valley appearance of the cat's face at the start of the video. It's just not quite right. So it is possible the entire video is just a hoax. Either way, I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers, for final judgment. One of our viewers, Natalie Corrette, recently sent us some chilling footage captured in her home, which she later shared on our SlappedHam subreddit. The clip, recorded in Natalie's pre-war home in St Austell, UK, showcases a series of strange and unexplained occurrences. First, we see something strange happening to this door hinge.
You guys would own a Maine Coon? Those giant cats, you guys would own one?
Later, we see a chandelier moving, seemingly all on its own.
I swear, because that one there's not moving at all.
From moving door hinges to apparent interactions with unseen entities, her videos have gained significant attention, even making it into British media. Natalie, originally from St Bordeaux, Plymouth, claims her home has been active with paranormal phenomena since
What color would your Maine Coon be? What color cat would you guys want?
she moved back in 2019. While unsettling, she insists she wasn't afraid, explaining that her family has always dealt with the paranormal. She described her experiences saying, "I've learned to live with it, but sometimes the feelings are so overwhelming I can't move. My mum taught me to speak to spirits as if they're people, asking for signs. That's how I captured these moments." Natalie also offers a scientific interpretation of the phenomena she's witnessed. She believes energy and magnetic fields play a role, with orbs representing energy bursts from these disruptions, or possibly the spirits of the deceased. She notes that these energy
A giant white one, you'll be having to give it a bath every other day. How often would you guys have to give it baths? An all white one? Yeah, that would be majestic. Let me type it in real quick. Activate submersible. How do you spell Maine Coon? Maine. Hold on, let me show you something. Fire Marshal Bill. There it is. An all white one. What would that thing even eat? Look at his eyes, though. It has the reptilian slit eyes. I can't play the music, but you can see the cat. Look at how massive this cat is. That's a puma. That's a walking cat. This one has the slit eyes like a reptilian as well. This is the only animal to have the reptilian eyes. Here's the next one. This is a red one. Which one are you guys leaning towards? The red one, the black one, or the white one? You get to take one home today. Which one you're taking home? The white one, the black one, or this red one? Looks like a baby lion, says Gary. This one has the reptilian slits as well. With the blue eyes, with the tongue out. His tongue is out. Am I tripping? The red, none. Nobody wants the one with the tongue out? Look at this one. It looks like his name is Frederick. I don't know why, but I want to call him Frederick. This looks like a damn werewolf, doesn't it? Like he needs to be on the Thriller movie. Fresh out the Thriller, though. Am I tripping? All right, yeah, I veered off subject. My bad. Let's get back to it. Bro, them cats are 1,000 to 5,000. That sounds about right. I always wanted the ones with them like small little ears. Like the tiny ears.
G's interact with their surroundings, causing objects to move and produce noise. Natalie's footage has caused such a stir that it was featured by Plymouth Live and even caught the attention of Channel 5's Help, My House is Haunted. Plymouth Live also linked her story to other well-known local hauntings, including the infamous Haunted Mickey Mouse.
If you see somebody playing with this Mickey Mouse, take it away from them. The haunted Mickey Mouse.
doll. In 2012, Michael Pomeroy, the owner of a vintage shop in Plymouth, captured CCTV footage of a 1960s Mickey Mouse doll seemingly walking off its display shelf. Take a look. Despite having no moving parts, the foam doll inexplicably moved about 8 inches before falling to the ground. Pomeroy attributed the activity not to the doll itself, but to the spirits inhabiting the building.
Walking 8 inches is wild. It literally took 3 steps before it fell. What on earth? That was a cool little side quest, Dark Water 5. That was Shallow Waters 5.
Plymouth's paranormal reputation extends beyond Natalie's experiences. Historical accounts include the old Greenbank Hospital. Albertha Ward was said to be haunted by the shade of Lady Albertha, a spirit who appeared beside the cots of sick children. Miraculously, these children were rumoured to recover after her visits. Then there's the Mount Gould Hospital. Built on a battlefield, the geriatric wards have reports of a white lady who appears shortly before the passing of a patient. Natalie's footage, first shared on our subreddit, has reignited interest in Plymouth's ghostly history. Whether it's moving door hinges, interactive spirits, or haunted dolls, her experiences offer a fascinating glimpse into the unexplained. For those who believe in the supernatural, her story is yet another reminder that the paranormal may be closer than we think. Coming up in our last segment in just a few seconds, we take a look at an ancient Chinese well that apparently shows the faces of the dead. But before we do, remember to hit that subscribe button, tickle that little bell icon there, and turn on all channel notifications. Also,
Huge shout out to SlappedHam for putting this video together.
So smash that thumbs up button, leave us some comments, watch some episodes all the way through, and I promise you'll see our content more and more often. A mysterious video has recently gone viral, first reported by China Insider. The footage captures an eerie moment at an ancient monastery in China, where a centuries-old...
Guys, in Japan, they're having... Come here. Come here. Stop. Come here. In Japan, they're having the World Fair. Yes. 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 The Tartarian one. Yes, that one. The one where they were showing all the crazy stuff. They're having one this year in Osaka, Japan. Are you going to go to it? If you do, take me.
well is said to possess otherworldly powers. According to legend, those who gaze into its depths might catch a glimpse of deceased family members or even vivid images from a past life. The video shows a long line of visitors eagerly awaiting their turn to peer into the famed well.
Come here. What if they show a real dragon? How crazy would that be? All right, y'all, this is the World Fair. All right, here go a dragon. Huh? How crazy would that be?
A nearby visitor is seen wailing in apparent hysterics, suggesting she may have witnessed something shocking or deeply emotional. The scene has captivated audiences worldwide, with many debating whether the well truly holds supernatural powers, or if it's a case of suggestion and folklore taking hold of the imagination. The well has become a popular tourist destination, drawing visitors intrigued by its haunting legend. Stories passed down through generations claim that its waters act as a mystical mirror, showing individuals visions of loved ones who have passed, or even glimpses of their reincarnated souls from past lives. Such beliefs are rooted in ancient Chinese traditions surrounding spirits and the cycle of life and rebirth. Whether the well's powers are genuine or merely a product of local lore, the viral footage has reignited interest in the supernatural and the cultural traditions that keep such legends alive. For now, the truth remains at the bottom of the well, a secret only those brave enough to look will discover.
How you doing?
Yeah, that's tough, y'all. I couldn't look at that. No, well, I bet it's expensive. You can go to a cruise in Japan. Really? I wonder what they'll do. What up, Brad? Baby turtle in the building. All right, y'all. Part 2. Huge shout out to my lunch break for this short clip. You know we got to dive into it.
2,200 miles off the coast of Chile, one of the most isolated places in the world. We have Easter Island, where the mainstream history tells us that the island has over 1,000 stone-carved massive heads, averaging 13 feet in height, that we are told were probably carved to commemorate important ancestors from around 1,000 years ago. Probably. Maybe. And I probably have some questions, and we're probably gonna shred this narrative. When self-proclaimed experts, people that were not there, just like you and me, these experts disagree with each other on when the island inhabitants first reached the island, while many in the research community think that they arrived in the year 800, 1,200 years ago. But the 2007 people think that they arrived in the year 1,200, 800 years ago, when those people in the 800s were, of course, master stone carvers out in the middle of the ocean, just to show appreciation to their ancestors, which we all do today, of course. So then the mainstream just skips hundreds of years ahead to the year 1722, leaving out a 900 to 500 year timeline gap, because nothing important happened for 900 years. And we have this fully documented. No. When 1722 hits, the Europeans arrive, of course, and find these 2,000 to 3,000 people living in the middle of the ocean. And this is when they basically kill them all and rewrite the mainstream history to what we read today. In my opinion, this 1722 date that we are given was more realistically closer to this 1877 date down here at the bottom, because literally 11 years later, in 1888, Chile annexed Easter Island by forcible acquisition over one's territory. So we have some very trustworthy things happening here. Lots of nice meetings, some great discussions, some murder, and some land takeovers. We have a group of people that now have complete and total control of the narrative.
All right. If this was done 800 or even 1,200 years ago, I feel like to be able to make something this big would be impossible. And that's not even counting what's under it. And for these to be placed here is a feat in itself. So I'm curious, what is going on?
That seemed like a great bunch. A group that we should fully trust and go the extra mile for. And giving this answer would give you an A on your college social studies exam. It would also be ridiculous in the real world when we can clearly see that they have 100% drilled a lie regarding Easter Island into our heads since 1888. And this is when we take it up a notch. When in 2020 until 2022, for 2 years, they shut this place down to the public. Nobody could go in there for 2 years. And then from August to October, just 2 months after the island was reopened to the public, a forest fire burned nearly 148 acres of the island, causing irreparable damage to the stone statues, where a random arson is suspected, but will forever be a mystery. 2 months after they opened it back up, some random individual lights the whole island on fire. Really? And we have no idea who did this? What are the odds of that? Also, how much of this place is really something that can be ignited? These stone structures that are most likely bigger than we can see and just buried under the ground. And this fire doesn't make any sense at all when thinking logic.
They're trying to get rid of something for entertainment purposes only. What did they find? They found something. They found some bones. They found some type of artifact. They found something.
Because they tell us that the fire was in an area where several hundred of these stone structures were, as well as the stone quarry, where the stone used to carve the sculptures is extracted, lighting a bunch of stone on fire. Are we all following what is being said here? They're telling us that this random individual somehow ignited a bunch of stone. Do you understand how hard this would be?
Hey, we see what's going on. I don't even want to say it, but man.
To go to this island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and light the place on fire and get away with it. And is anybody surprised that there is now a fire narrative attached to these incredible statues? Yet another fire. And we know that stone is one of the worst options to throw into your bonfire. Have any of us successfully started a fire using just stone, grass, and dirt? There really aren't any trees.
I use stone around the fire pit to keep the fire out. What is going on?
On this island. In fact, I don't see one. It's basically grass and stone. So they destroy the main site where these massive stone structures came from. And then we can't forget that these people from the 800s were also able to carry these 1,000 replicas that weigh over 10 metric tons right on over to their ultimate resting place. Oh, did I say replicas? Do I think that this was an island filled with giants?
Just look how big they are compared to the humans. Those things are absolutely massive. That's like 3 Chevy Tahoes put together. Imagine you stack 3 Chevy Tahoes on top of each other vertically. You'll have one of these. That's where we're at here.
That were possibly killed off in 1888, where we have clear evidence of the mud flood, even on a random island in the middle of the ocean, where it seems like a layer of dirt was thrown over the top of the entire map that we live on. Like the oceans rose up and brought mud with it, with the waters then going back down, but leaving the mud behind. And we have seen this all over, including in our Boots on the Ground playlist. Speaking of maps, are you ready to see this map that I found? A map from the Chilean government in 1870, with additions and corrections 16 years later, when we all know about Tartaria at this point. A land that none of us were taught about in our mainstream history classes growing up. Right here on Easter Island, right next to this bay, we have Tatara. Has there ever been a bigger time in history that we have wanted to zoom in on a location on Google Earth and see what is there? I threw these 2 maps over the top of each other to line up the exact location for us. I lined up this bottom corner, this circular spot with each other, and then went from there. And it looks like we have located Tatara Easter Island, and it's time to have some fun, where we have just located the crowned statues and 2 massive mounds, where we all know about the mounds from our St. Louis episodes, where we have found the Monk's Mound that has a temple 2 feet under the dirt. Could these be massive temples under the grass, located in Tatara, Easter Island, next to the line of crowned statues? If I was allowed to dig for treasure anywhere in the world, I think I know where I would go. And it's also so clear and obvious that since 1888, the mainstream history is 100% lying to us, manipulating us with false stories, because we all know and can see the original map from the 1800s. It says Tatara, and now, of course, it's no longer named that. In fact, they changed the names of every single one of these locations in the last 150 years. What was wrong with the original names? Well, they gave away too many clues. Where we also have Matu Tantara. And we know that this is where Tatara, Easter Island is located. We just saw this spot on Google Earth. Well, 150 years later. Let the mainstream narrative get their hands on a story. And now it's called Anakenna Beach. So we have proof of history being rewritten in the last 150 years. Total manipulation, where they tell us that this was the first replica to be raised back into place by using those incredible wooden levers in 1955. Back into place? What do you think they did with possibly the most important part of Easter Island before 1955, where they have 7 of these replicas and 2 of which have deteriorated? Or in other words, and in my opinion, 2 have been destroyed. It's an unusual location for Easter Island, where it is one of 2 locations where there is a sandy beach. This is a clear indication that this location of Tatara was the main location of the island, a port, where these individuals were able to come and go to and from the island. The rest of the island is a rocky coastline, meaning that these were most likely man-made beaches. And this sentence is a clue for us to dig deeper, where they say that islanders read from these Rongorongo boards, where we have located possibly something incredible. These were seized, and most of these tablets were lost or destroyed in the 1860s. Unbelievable. And at this point, the mainstream narrative is on the ropes. This is so in your face that we have been manipulated and completely lied to. Our mainstream history is 100% fabricated and controlled, destroying the writings in the 1860s, when at the exact same time, we are told that in the 1860s, this was when the population of Easter Island was depleted, and the Chilean government annexed the island 20 years later. Incredible. Where we get a tale of their destruction. And remember, this story is most likely complete nonsense, but it says in 1868 that the Bishop of Tahiti was given the wooden boards covered in this hieroglyphic writing, and none of the natives were capable of translating the writing. Well,
unbelievable. They got rid of the tablets that had all the Tartarian information about Eastern Island ports. Jessica M., thank you for the $1 donation.
they weren't capable because they were all dead from the Europeans. So of course they couldn't translate anything. And this is when we're told that they say they had hundreds of tablets 4 years prior and now couldn't find them. And the locals were dead. So they burned them as firewood. Could you even imagine the information that was destroyed and hidden from us in just the last 150 years? From the writings that we do have, they prove that the wood that had writings on it that were supposedly found at Easter Island weren't originally from Easter Island. In 2007, Catherine Orliak, through examination, proved that the wood wasn't from native land. It wasn't from Easter Island, showing that the wood was actually from South Africa, yellow wood, and therefore that the wood had arrived with Western contact. And this means, in my opinion, that these are just fakes. They are literally a bunch of children's scribbles to try and trick us into thinking that they were primitive cavemen that accidentally made some massive stone carvings and then go over in the corner and draw like a 2-year-old. When I guarantee you that the originals that were burned in yet another fire were elaborate and gave away a history, a lot of knowledge that isn't being shared with us or with our future generations. I think that in the future, whenever you are told this tale of hieroglyphs from an ancient civilization, that look like they drew it with their left hand and with their eyes closed and blindfolded. You should be very careful believing that as factual information. Being able to carve massive stone structures perfectly over and over, but they can't draw it on a piece of paper. We all understand in architecture, before a building is created, even a small house, before it's here physically, we have to first draw it up. If you can't draw, the building or the house isn't going to turn out any better. Drawing like this and then knocking out 1,000 of these is not logical thinking. That
1,000 of them they knocked out? Oh man, but if they knocked out 1,000 of them, then that means it's still, the other half is still possibly underground. That's something else to think about. Everything they knocked out is probably still underground because they didn't get the whole piece.
That does not add up. So we know at this point that the real Rongarongo texts, the true ones, are not being shown to us. And I bet they didn't actually burn them in a fire. I bet you they still have them. Oh, and one more thing about the 1860s. After they wiped these people out, they took one of these replicas back to London, where it has been described as a masterpiece. Yet they supposedly draw like 2-year-olds, where the name was given to it by the British crew that took it, translating to stolen friend. Incredible. And it's time for possibly the best part. And
so they named it Stolen Friend and took it all the way to the British Museum. The British Museum has all the relics, y'all. They got a lot.
to tie this whole thing together, here we go. I have located an article from the 1964 Oregon State Daily Barometer, uncovering some information that should make this episode one to remember, where we know that the Tartarian Empire was located in Central Asia, and we also see this on many maps, where we also know that Easter Island holds possibly the most important part of the island, named Tatara. And then we have this article from 1964, where it reads that Easter Island has caused worldwide disagreements over its origins of people. Some experts believe they came from Asia, which would tie them directly to Tartaria, which I normally don't agree with what the self-proclaimed experts have to say. But the article goes on to give us a second option of where these people came from, where the others claimed that South America was where they came from 1,000 years before them. And we all know which narrative was chosen to be taught to us today, and it wasn't the Tartaria connection one. Now, both may be false, but one connects the story, and that's the same option that was left out of the storybooks that we are all taught today. And we're about to expose something that is 100% not shown to us in the mainstream history. A place that 99% of us have never heard of. That's in an article from over 100 years ago. And this is when the article tells us that when these were first discovered, they appeared to be heads above the ground. However, after excavation, some were found to measure 40 to 50 feet long, or taller than a 4-story building. And somebody was asking the right questions in 1964. When they ask, how were these carved, transported, and erected on a secluded island without metal or trees? And I think we know now that there was a much more advanced, most likely, much bigger group of.
Just take a look at that for a second. It's like something impacted it. Like a geyser, something went off right here. This middle part. Doesn't it look like it if you just look at it for a second? This just seems off. Joe, what's good? Tim the Reaper, you better buckle up.
People that were here before us, and I don't believe it was that long ago. 50-foot tall giant statues, over 1,000 of them, and in my opinion, replicas. Absolutely incredible stuff. And this goes even deeper, where a 1925 article from the Courier Journal gives us a map of a massive land called Mu. And it says the map is showing the supposed position and extent of Mu after Hawaii and Easter Island had been separated from it, where people migrated to Mexico and over to Asia. It also goes on to say the crosses on the map are the locations of stone monumental remains of the land of Mu. Okay, so we definitely know that there was more land here. And this is about to get really interesting. When it reads, in this land of Mu, according to Colonel Churchward, this was the Garden of Eden, the spot where Adam and Eve of mankind's beginnings lived. Now it tells us that this information is coming from ancient tablets, where he and an East Indian temple custodian have succeeded in translating, and this all coming to us in 1925. So 7 years later, in 1932, we have the San Francisco Examiner also mentioning this continent of Mu, giving us another map. Now, whether we believe that this continent was real or not, this is still information. When I find something that could give us clues for the future, I am not going to withhold it from everyone. That being said, this would make a lot of sense, since there is a massive amount of space between the Americas and Asia, Australia, in the Pacific Ocean. If this land was there, I don't believe that it was 13,000 years ago like they're telling us. I would say it's much closer to our timeline, and possibly sank when the mud flood worldwide took place. And this would definitely explain why they're finding these massive stone structures and pyramids under the water, and would explain where the Mayans came from and why they have stories regarding the destruction of Mu. And in this article, it goes even deeper into this narrative, where it tells us that this colonel went to central India and met with a high priest in a temple school monastery, where the priest in the 1800s showed him some extremely ancient tablets, which had been hidden for thousands of years in the temple vaults, proving, in my opinion, that these groups of people hold the knowledge. They know our true history and are 100% hiding it from us. The mainstream history that we are all told today, in my opinion, is a totally different narrative than what really took place here. And within this same article, we are told that an American archaeologist discovered in Mexico the ruins of 3 great cities. The city was covered with a foot of earth. And at the bottom of the article, saying that it was destroyed by a flood, showing more evidence of a worldwide mud flood, like we have mentioned. And we all know about Plato and how he mentioned the land of Atlantis. So I went and found a final article for today, an article that may give us a much clearer idea of where Atlantis really was and what it was really called. An 1899 article predating the 1925 article by 26 years from the St. Louis Globe. As we zoom in on this paragraph, we can see that it says that a doctor has spent 12 years in Yucatan studying the Maya language and digging among the ruins, where he has made some famous finds, where he says that the Mayans had the original Isis, the original Osiris, and the original Sphinx. They had a highly developed language before Sanskrit, where the Mayans lived in splendor, long before and long after that strange land, the land of Mu, which Plato has called Atlantis.
Huge shout out to my lunch bag for that banger, showing us the land of Mu connections. I'm telling y'all, the land of Mu couldn't be underwater when the giant flood happened. So much got erased when that flood happened. All we can do now is pick up the breadcrumbs. Guys, this was your Thursday night live with your boy Jetskichuck. Videos every single day on my second channel, Dark Waters 9. We're trying to get things rolling over there. Be sure you stop by and say hi. And yeah, it's been real. Cold word, if you made it this far, it's breadcrumbs. We chasing the breadcrumbs, trying to find the truth on these waters, guys. That's what we're doing. Joe, let's go. Jessica in the building. DT, Rumac, you guys already know. Chuck, you should do a deep dive on plasma apocalypse. Oh man, they should have all the plasma they need from the plasma donations. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, it's your boy Jetskichuck signing out. I'll see you guys on Dark Waters 9.